you're seeing in the Laker defense that allows you to have so much success from the three-point line?
Well, all series long, we've been able to penetrate their bigs, get deep, suck the D in, and then we penetrate their bigs, get deep, suck the D in, and then we
penetrate their bigs, get deep, suck the D in, and then we
got spot-up shooters. You got 3 of the most prolific three-point shooters in the history of the game out there.
I wish you guys nothing but best. The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward. Congratulations. The ceiling is the roof.
The ceiling is the roof.
We ever been to the moon?
Nope.
They gonna come get us. I don't think so either. Sorry, I don't want to start a conspiracy.
We ain't been on the moon.
You don't think so?
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe the challenge it is defensively when LeBron...
No challenge.
But particularly the end of the game...
No challenge.
Can you describe what it's like as a defender to when he tries to force the switches with the guards?
To be honest, I would put myself in the same category as D-Wade. I mean, at the end of the day, the only thing that he have that I don't have is, more wins and 2 championships. That's it. I mean, but as far as playing on the same level, competing every night, both ends, shoot inside, outside, fast break, transition, Montiel have it all.
Look up, right? You can research the human brain and right?
Okay.
It says that we are only capable of using 10% of our brain, right?
Yes.
You believe that?
No, that's.
Is you about to say it's true?
I'm saying that's what people say. That is the consensus scientifically.
It's the consensus scientifically. So who was the guy that used 11 that made it okay to say everybody just using 10?
That isn't the right logic.
No.
The person who uses 10% of their brain is the one that said 10%.
No, because if you're only using 10% of your brain, you don't even know that you're using 10% of your brain. That you're using 10% of your brain. Like
he knew it was 10% of your brain based on your brain. You don't have to be using 11% to know someone else. He's saying, I'm 10%, you're 10%, like everyone's 10%. That is not mathematically correct.
That is not like someone had to.
But you have to have been using more than 10% of your brain to know that everyone else uses 10?
Yes, because if you're only using 10% of something, that means you don't know the rest of the 90. You don't know the rest of the 90.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm right. Perfect.
No. You're right about the 90 and the 10.
Okay, so if I'm only using 10, right? I'm the first person in the world, right? Say I'm Adam, and I wrote that we can only use 10% of our brains. That means I would have to surpass the number 10.
No, okay, let me break this down for you.
You can break it down. You're wrong.
I'm a doctor. I am looking at a brain. No, let me
finish. Listen. I get what you're saying. A doctor has to learn something. And everything a doctor learns is man-written. And everything a doctor learns is man-written. So you can sit there and tell me you learned it, and yes, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But it was a word that somebody else concocted.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No. Your argument was that the person that said 10% used more, and I'm saying that is not the truth.
You're still hung up on my example. We're still stuck on the N-word, and I'm trying to bring it all together.
Meta, I've been asking a bunch of players whether they call you Meta World Peace or Ron Artest now, and all the rookies say Meta, and all of the veterans say Ron. What's up with that? Is this some type of hazing?
Well, I'm most happy that Jesus Christ did not let me lose my teeth when I was 20 years old. Because I was wondering, what if you kept your baby teeth until the age of 18 or 20 and then you lose them? That would look pretty bad.
That would look really bad.
So I just think he's really brilliant that you lose your teeth when you're a baby rather than lose it when you're 30 or 20. That has nothing to do with your question.
No.
But that was definitely on my mind.
That's what's going through Meta's mind right now. Did you wake up with that burning question? Did you have a dream about it last night, or where did that come from?
No, I was just thinking about it, and I was just like, wow, what if I lost my teeth today, and I'm 32,
wow.
And then my new teeth to grow back in, and I was just thinking about that, and I was like, that's pretty brilliant. He actually thought about people's image and persona and things like that. Because you would be pretty ugly with no teeth at the age of 20 or 18, you know? So not only did he build the world in 7 days, 7 nights, but he also said, okay, let them lose their teeth early rather than
in the NFL, they got a bunch of old white men owning teams, and they got that slave mentality, and it's like, this is my team. You do what I tell y'all to do, or we get rid of y'all.
That would be like me saying the Titanic was a ball boating accident. Doesn't really do it justice. This is a...
That it was a what?
Small boating accident.
Small boating accident.
You know, the Titanic was a boat, Ernie.
Yeah, I know.
I know what he said. You know, last night we played at another level from from game 3. You know, and I told you we were gonna play that way. Well, now we're gonna step it up another level. We gotta go to a whole nother level. If we want to win the series, we gotta go 3 more levels higher than that, and then we gotta go 4 more levels higher than that. You know, we can't stay at the same level. You know, every game has to go up.
Because the opponent is desperate like Denver will be, is that one of the reasons why closeout games are so difficult?
Closeout games are actually kind of easy. Closeout games are actually kind of easy. Teams tend to fold if you come out and play hard in the beginning. So we want to come out and establish early lead and protect it.
How do I see the series? I think it's going to be a good one, an exciting one. I know everybody's counting us out, but for us, you know, there's really no pressure on us right now. So we just going to go out there and play basketball and win.
And win?
Yeah.
And how many games?
6. We're gonna win in 6.
What was your reaction, the team's reaction, when Brandon Jennings said, well, obviously, you know, it's a good series, but we're going to win this thing in 6?
That was my reaction. Nothing.
And Yao takes it to the middle and hooks it up and in, and boy, just keep going to that.
That's like clubbing baby seals. There's nothing Nocioni can do.
Oh.
Like clubbing baby seals. Like clubbing baby seals.
Oh, wow. Give me a better picture.
Well, he's helpless, basically.
Into such an event. And I have to ask you first, when you said you love Kim and think he's awesome, were you aware of his threats to destroy the United States and his regime's horrendous record on human rights?
But one thing about that, you know what? I didn't look at all that right there. I understand what he's doing. I don't condone that. I hate the fact that he's doing that, but the fact of it is that, you know what, as a human being, though, he let his guards down. He did one thing to me, been a friend. I didn't talk about that. I understand that. I understand that.
Do you think you have a responsibility to ask him about it so that you don't be perceived as sort of propping up his regime, his cult of personality?
Well, though, I think when you grow up in an environment, especially when your grandpa and your father, the one thing, the kid's only 28 years old.
You called them great leaders. Do you really believe that?
No, what I saw in that country, and I saw how people respect him and his family. That's what I mean about that.
Aren't
great
they
leaders
forced
there.
to? Aren't they forced to?
Well, I say no, because I think he's going to change something, because he's just a different view. Because I sat with him for 2 days, and the one thing he asked me to give Obama something to say and do one thing. He wants Obama to do one thing: call him.
He wants a call from President Obama?
That's right. He told me that. He said, if you can, Dennis, I don't want to do war. I don't want to do war. He said that to me.
Did you say, why don't you pick up the phone and call President Obama?
No, you know, it's a different story. It's a different story, because guess what? The kid's only 28 years old. 28. He's not his dad, not his grandpa. He's 28 years old.
So you think he's different. What did he tell you about America, and what did you learn about him?
Guess what? The one thing I said to him, I said, we talked about, if you see the clips or whatever, he loves basketball. Now, I said the same thing I said. Obama loves basketball. Let's start there. Let's start there. If you see the quotes in the papers, he says that. He says that about sports. Both of you guys love basketball so much.
So that's one tiny bit of common ground. Did you get any sense from him that he was looking to change the relationship with the United States?
Well, one thing about him, one thing I noticed about him, he's very humble. He's very humble, man. As a kid, he's very humble. He's very strong as a man. He's very strong, but guess what? He don't want war. That's one thing he don't want.
He said in the past that he would destroy the United States.
Well, I just think that's coming from his father. I think as a young man, he don't want anything.
What else does he know about the United States and President Obama, from what you could tell?
Well, I can tell about him. He does one thing. He loves power. He loves control because of his, dad and stuff like that. But he's a great guy. He's just a great guy. If you sit down and talk to him, perception is perceiving how things
A great guy who puts 200,000 people in prison camps?
Well, and guess what? It's amazing how we do the same thing here.
We have prison camps here in the United States?
We don't have prison camps. Guess what? This is all politics, right? This is all politics, right? And the one thing, he don't want to do that. He don't want to do that. But you know what, dude? It's more like it. I'm not like a diplomat. I don't want to do that.
But it sounds like you're apologizing for him.
No, I'm not apologizing for him. I think the fact that, he's a good guy to me. Guess what? He's my friend. Guess what? I don't condone what he does, but as far as a person to person, he's my friend. But as far as what he does,
but
he deal with it.
Someone who hypothetically is a murderer, who's your friend, is still a murderer.
Well, you know what, dude? Seriously, I guess what? Guess what? What I did was history. Was history, and guess what? It's just like we do over here in America, right? It's amazing that we have presidents over here do the same thing, right? It's amazing that Bill Clinton can do one thing, have sex with his secretary and do one thing, really and get away with it and still be powerful. And
How can you compare that to prison camps?
No, prison camp do one thing. We don't need to do one thing. Object that. We don't need to object that. Guess what? We do one thing. If, like a friend to friend, right? It's a friend to friend. He's a friend to me. That's about it.
So you're going to go back?
Yes, I am. I'm going to go back, do one thing, and find out more what's really going on. Find out more.
Okay, next time you go back, you should bring this report from the Human Rights Watch with you and maybe ask him questions about that as well. You might learn a lot more, and it might press him as well. But thank you for coming on this morning and sharing your impressions.
Either way, guess what, though?
Here's the report.
Guess what? Thank you for the report.
Okay.
Guess what? Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Guess what? Don't hate me. Guess what? Don't hate me.
Or the concept of starting at the 4 or even coming off the bench. And the second question is...
Who, me?
Oh.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, well, how do you... I guess the bench question is not a question.
Stay ready as well. Well, this time of year, you have to be ready to play because when you start going through 7-game series,